There are examples where judges have been given post-retirement benefits immediately after their retirement. So surely there are judges who are working at the behest of RSS and BJP, and this is a fact of life today. We cannot deny it.
No, so Rakesh Kumar is not a holy cow, even though he's a retired judge, but he doesn't look like a holy cow. He's part of a conspiracy which is trying to malign the judges in a way, which is, as you pointed out, that it looks like a hit job, and therefore Rakesh Kumar is being used by the pawn by certain, as used as a pawn by certain forces. Is that what we
Or
read?
he himself is volunteering. I mean, it could be the other way around also. He could have proposed this wonderful idea, which was accepted by his superior sitting in Nagpur and Delhi. That policy of use and throw is the name of Amit Shah Sahab and Modi ji. So that's their USP. So same thing has visited Chandrachud Sahab.
No, but what is the possibility, Pracha? Can there be an FIR? Can Chandrachud go to jail? Does that possibility also loom large?
But I think possibility technically is there, but it will not happen. As I said, the idea of Modi Sahab and Amit Shah Sahab is to keep a sword hanging, because probably there are things which Chandrachud Sahab also feels empowered with, that I have this qua these two people, which he might subtly or directly or indirectly might be hinting. So what the message which has been sent clearly and in a manner which is crystal clear is that nobody is beyond reach of our great non-biological, honorable, most respectful Prime Minister and his armor-in-chief, Mr. Amit Shah. Nobody is beyond. And even Chief Justices are not. Future Chief Justices are not beyond their range. Judiciary, the highest person in judiciary is Chief Justice of India. They want to show to the world, it is not for punishing Mr. Chandrachud alone. They want to show to the world a Chief Justice who was one of the longest serving Chief Justice of the country. He will be taken action against by the government post his retirement. So do not let a moment pass by when you are not trying to please his master's voice. Now there are two voices. You have to please the two voices. That is the horrifying message. That is the insidious message.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. A complaint was filed against former Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, following which the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, has ordered an official inquiry into the allegations. Now, what is this controversy all about? We'll try and understand that. Now, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, he retired as the 50th CJI, and now he's being accused of showing overactivity in a case during his time as a CJI, which has been called a possible misuse of power. And this complaint was filed on November 8th, 2023, just 2 days before his retirement. And the serious charge has come from retired Justice Rakesh Kumar of the Patna High Court, who wrote a letter to the President of India. And in his letter, Rakesh Kumar has stated that CJI Chandrachud had shown hyperactivity in listing a case for hearing. So the next question is that what is this case? And Rakesh Kumar has also demanded a CBI investigation into the matter. Now, what Justice Rakesh Kumar has been saying, that Chandrachud constituted a special bench twice in a single day to hear the bail plea of activist Teesta Setalwar, who was accused of preparing fake documents to wrongly implicate others in the court. Rakesh Kumar also claimed that the matter first came to the bench and the judges could not agree on whether to grant bail. So the case was sent back to the Chief Justice, who formed a second bench the same day. And this time, Setalwar was given the bail. And this all happened on 1st July, which is 2023, when the Supreme Court was on a vacation. So, this is what has been alleged by Justice Rakesh Kumar. And now that the inquiry has been ordered by the President of India, it does look like a serious matter. What if an FIR is filed against Chandrachud? What if he goes to the jail? And the biggest question, and the most significant of it all, does it look like a big conspiracy against the judiciary? Is the government trying to take a foothold of the judiciary? Is it trying to control it? Is it trying to intimidate the judges through this episode? That look, there is a sword hanging even on the retired chief justices of India. So we'll try and discuss all of this. Joining me this evening is Supreme Court lawyer and activist Mehmood Pracha. Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining. And it's an important issue, and I'm just wondering. A complaint is filed by a retired Justice Rakesh Kumar. He demands a CBI inquiry, and the order of investigation has been given by none other than the President of India. Now, is Chandrachud really in the dock? What will happen from here on? Will there be an FIR? Will he go to jail? What can we expect in this case?
Niluji, to be very frank, I would also request your viewers to kindly research on the honorable judge who's made this complaint. That is point number one.
Okay.
So a lot of things will become clear that why this honorable judge has done such a thing, and what could be probable motives of this. Now, killing two birds with one stone is an opportunity which the government has got, or in fact, I would rather use names only which Mr. Amit Shah Saab and Narendra Modi Saab has got. An opportunity, which kind of opportunity they are getting almost on a daily basis these days. Justice Verma's case, we've seen. Justice Sharma's case, we've seen, where Calcutta High Court's bar had written letter for not transferring him, and so on and so forth. There is an allegation of on another judge that 500 crores or 5,000 crores were transacted. Something was to happen in the form of transfer that didn't happen. So all these things point out towards one and only thing, and that is that Supreme Court and the judiciary is has become the prime target of Amit Shah Saab, Modi ji, and RSS. They want to have such total and complete control over judiciary that not even a suspicion of independence should remain about the judiciary, and that is their endeavor, which is clear from this. This appears to me to be a hit job, not just on Justice Chandrachud, who should
So just hang
now
on. When you say it's a hit job, allow me to interrupt you here. When you say it's a hit job, what does this hit job mean? That is Rakesh Kumar trying to misuse this complaint? Is he trying to send out a message, or is he trying to be vindictive? I'm not able to figure that out. Or is he working at somebody's behest? What is really happening?
Niluji, we have seen judges who proudly, if not under compulsion, go to programs organized by an organization called Vish Hindu Parishad, Justice Yadav, I'm speaking about. So he chooses to go to a program like that. There are examples where judges have resigned to contest elections. There are examples where judges have been given post-retirement benefits immediately after their retirement. So surely there are judges who are working at the behest of RSS and BJP, and this is a fact of life today. We cannot deny that. So this appears to be one of that cases, and the checkered history which this honorable judge also is proudly flaunting is something, some indication in that regard only.
No,
So
but
everything which is being
no, so Rakesh Kumar is not a holy cow, even though he's a retired judge, but he doesn't look like a holy cow. He's part of a conspiracy which is trying to malign the judges in a way, which is, as you pointed out, that it looks like a hit job. And therefore, Rakesh Kumar is being used by the pawn by certain, as used as a pawn by certain forces. Is that what we
or
read?
he himself is volunteering. I mean, it could be the other way around also. He could have proposed this wonderful idea, which was accepted by his superior sitting in Nagpur in Delhi. So I would very welcome if Justice Honorable Justice Rakesh Kumar Sahab would have raised the issue of the murder of just Judge Loya. If he had raised this objection about Justice Chandrachud, I would be standing with him. That he was one of the judges who passed that infamous judgment of Judge Loya, where every kind of investigation was curtailed or squashed by a judgment of Supreme Court itself. So if he had complained about that case, and if he had asked for a CBI inquiry whether there was corruption or not, whether it benefited our Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah or not, that judgment, if he had filed this application for a fellow judge, I would have been standing with him and joining hands with him. But he has not done any of this. If he had filed a petition against the judgment of Rafael, the famous judgment of Rafael, where it was held that because it's a defense transaction, there should be no oversight. So these are the kinds of judgment. If he had complained about that, then he would be having a history.
Okay, so what I was asking was that everybody got an impression when we saw those pictures of Chandrachud and Prime Minister together doing an aarti, and we all thought that Chandrachud has come closer to the Prime Minister. Probably he'll be rewarded after his retirement with a plump posting. That has not happened, and now after a complaint, there is an investigation ordered by the President. So has Chandrachud fallen apart with Prime Minister Modi, or is it some other message which is being sent out by Prime Minister Modi or the government? That look, we will not spare even the retired chief justices of India.
See, that would be killing three birds with one stone. But Amit Shah Sahab and Modi ji are quite uh, adept and very proficient in this kind of activities. So one should not get surprised. But Justice Chandrachud has definitely misread Modi ji and Amit Shah Sahab's mind. Because he's not studied his history properly. Rather, not his history, but the history of these two gentlemen, if I can call that. That history is that every single person who has majorly helped these two people has been rewarded by way in a manner which is quite reflective in the way Advani Sahab was treated, in a way Murli Manohar Joshi Sahab was treated, in a way uh, uh, various other people, and lastly Hiren Pandya Sahab, and who not. So many people have been treated in this same manner, who were used as pawns, or who were at one point in time or the other were mentors. The latest example is of Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. He's been saying that Modi ji used to pick up my luggage when I used to go to Gujarat, and I helped him become the Prime Minister. But that policy of use and throw is the name of Amit Shah Sahab and Modi ji. So that's their USP. So same thing has visited Chandrachud Sahab, but they also play on the insecurities. They make people insecure. They keep the sword hanging on the people so that they comply with their just or unjust demands. A. B. They send a message to the world at large that nobody is beyond us and nobody is safe. Otherwise, the Honorable President's office does not function as per our constitutional setup. They just function on the advice of the government. In this case, the Home Ministry or the Prime Minister. I don't think anybody short of the Prime Minister's office can take such a call that permission for an inquiry would be granted in in case of a retired Chief Justice. So it's a
Absolutely.
kind
And
of a policy
supposing,
decision.
right.
Never before policy,
Okay, so
and
you are
that
saying that
too, and
this hasn't
see, see,
happened ever before, you are saying.
and that too with the allegations of corruption, Prevention of
Hmm.
Corruption Act. The allegation is this should also be investigated. Who are the beneficiaries of this, and who approached Justice Chandrachud to get this benefit of repeated hearings in a day in the Supreme Court?
No, but what is the possibility, Pracha? Can there be an FIR? Can Chandrachud go to jail? Does that possibility also loom large?
But I think possibility technically is there, but it will not happen. As I said, the idea of Modi Saab and Amit Shah Saab is to keep a sword hanging, because probably there are things which Chandrachud Saab also feels empowered with, that I have this qua these two people, which he might subtly or directly or indirectly might be hinting that I have done this, reminding the old favors, and also trying to subtly present facts that I also have this. This is not permissible in the regime of Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. So I don't know. I'm just
What is the
guessing.
legal technicality? The things which have been pointed out in Rakesh Kumar's complaint that on a single day he formed two benches, and that too on a during a vacation day. Is that allowed? Is that possible? Because the Chief Justice of India is supposed to be the master of rosters. Ultimately, it's his decision. He's got the powers. It's his
There is,
prerogative. And can a complaint be made against this?
see, complaints, making a complaint is the prerogative of the complainant. Finding some substance in it by a free and fair procedure is another matter altogether. So if in that process has been undertaken to some extent, therefore this permission, and that's the alarming thing. So the alarming thing is that if this is a one-off case, then it's extremely alarming. If this was happening usually as a routine matter, then it would have been a different matter. Then you take action against every such other activity which the master of the roster, that is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court as well as various high courts, have undertaken. The biggest example, you see, 4 judges in 2018, they addressed the press. That was also never before event. What was the issue? Main issue there also was this power of master of the roster, that cases were wrongly being marked to, and Honorable Chief Justice, the then Chief Justice, was becoming a judge in his own cause. That was the main reason of 2018 press conference. Recently, Justice Oak, who is a model judge, should be a model judge, he has said a lot of things about the powers of master of the roster, that is Chief Justice of India. So
Yes.
it should also be channelized and rationalized. But till such time, it is a power which has been misused, and probably has been misused in this case also. But don't use this as a weapon selectively. Then do such things in other cases also.
Right. So, what is the message, a general message which this investigation into Chandrachud's complaint are going to indicate? Now, is it to intimidate the other judges? What is going to be the takeaway for the other judges who are the sitting judges? That the sword will keep hanging even if they retire. I mean, it's not only on the sitting judges but also on retired chief justices if they can nab them like that. Lodge a complaint, and it's very clear that why this complaint was filed against Chandrachud only for the Tista Seetalwad case. Everybody hailed that decision when she got a bail. And all the liberals, all the people who believed in the right to bail, right to freedom, they rejoiced over that decision, how Chandrachud gave her the bail. And now that poor Chandrachud, I will really call him a poor Chandrachud now. In that particular case, though we all criticized him when those pictures flashed, I did a program also with you on various channels when we saw those pictures of him doing Aarti. But now he looks like a pitiable figure, what he's going through.
Well, Mr. Chandrachud cannot be accused of this one thing. He can be accused of many, many things, but he cannot be accused of being poor in any sense of the word, figuratively or otherwise.
Poor in the sense
So
pitiable. That's
I am
what
saying
I meant.
figuratively speaking also, because right now also he's wielding a lot of power. He's a international speaker. He's a well-dressed gentleman, globe-trotting gentleman who's using his titles like never before. So he cannot be accused of that. But having said that, that was on a lighter uh, manner. But having said that, I would say it is, if somebody can be said to be pitiable, it is the uh, post of the Chief Justice of India. That is, Chandrachud Saab is not. People like us are forced to defend him because he is an ex-Chief Justice. So we are defending that post. It is that post that is, if you want to call it poor or pitiable or not. So what the message which has been sent clearly and in a manner which is crystal clear is that nobody is beyond reach of our great non-biological, honorable, most respectful Prime Minister and his armor in chief, Mr. Amit Shah. Nobody is beyond. And even Chief Justices are not. Future Chief Justices are not beyond their range. Even if they are not beyond their range, they have to continuously, permanently, and without any
Please the
break.
powers.
No, they have to ensure the pleasure of these two people, Amit Shah Sahab and Modi ji. That is the worrying part. Even this,
Hmm.
which is lowest of the low, calling Prime Minister and showing him as head of the family in a private prayer is, I think, lowest of the low. Even that is not sufficient to keep the bosses in permanent state of happiness and pleasure. So
I,
that is
I'm
the message, clarifying message. That
I'm
is the
thinking of
clarifying message
the
which is being sent
I'm
to.
I'm I'm thinking of the 70s era when people talked about a committed judiciary. Now it's the
That is
appeasement
exactly what
and
they are
the
wanting.
commitment. No, so Modi, Prime Minister Modi is greedier. He wants appeasement along with commitment.
No, no, commitment you have to earn. The method is yours. The
Hmm.
pleasure is mine. You have to try harder, harder, and harder. That exactly it is. Maybe the way I'm saying is evokes a laughter, but it's a very serious thing.
No, it
Nothing
is.
you
It
do
is
is
because
sufficient. So
yeah.
the idea is to keep everybody on tenterhooks. That exactly is what they're doing. You say something against Mr. Modi, it becomes something against the country. And
Hmm.
how shameful can that be? You are saying Modi ji is destroying the morale of our forces. It becomes anti-national. We are saying our forces are successful despite Mr. Modi. So that becomes anti-national. So they want to keep everybody, and that this is the most worrisome part. That judiciary, the highest person in judiciary is Chief Justice of India. They want to show to the world. It is not for punishing Mr. Chandrachud alone. They want to show to the world a Chief Justice who was one of the longest serving Chief Justice of the country. He will be taken action against by the government post his retirement. So do not let a moment pass by when you are not trying to please his master's voice. Now there are two voices. You have to please the two voices. That is the horrifying message. That is the insidious
So,
message
so
which
which
is being
means
sent.
that
Teesta
judiciary is going
Seetalwat
through
Saiba is a very small issue. It's
right.
a spin-off. It's a small
Right.
spin-off. Which message they will send to all other uh, people who are trying to work against this government in various issues, especially the paper ballot issue.
No,
So
you've explained all this very well. You've explained all this very well. So, which means that judiciary is going through one of the worst times. I mean, forget the corruption in the court cases, but there is a sword dangling over all the judges, whether the judges are dishonest, whether they are honest. But this sword will keep hanging, and this sword has been hung by the powers to be, so that the judges continue to remain in a constant state of intimidation. They are scared, they are apprehended to all levels. So, is that what the government is trying to do?
yes, and therefore people like us are also very restrictive in our responses. Believe me, that we would be far more harsh on the judicial system as of now because of various events which have happened. But we are careful to balance that if we are too harsh in raising points which are just and needed, will it be counterproductive or not? Will it give government and Amit Shah Saab and Modi Saab more leverage to arm twist the judges more? So lot of issues we are raising in a very, very rationalized and controlled manner, because we do not want to uh, uh, work against our own declared goals, and that is protecting the integrity, honesty, independence of judiciary. So people like us are also in a fix these days. So if we
Absolutely.
do something more, it will only harm that, because Amit Shah Sahab and Modi ji will use to arm twist various judges more. So a very, very nuanced approach has to be adopted by people who are really wanting to save the democracy and save the constitution of India. And it's a very, very crucial thing that we have to save the honesty, integrity, and independence of judiciary. Side by side, we have to also root out corruption. So we are, all of us are also walking a very tight rope, and it's not an
I can
easy
understand. Yes, I can understand the tightrope walking now which you people have to do. But my last question to you is that can Justice Gawai, who is the present Chief Justice of India, can he take a suo motu cognizance of this? Because this is an investigation which has been ordered by the president. And the CJI is well within his powers to take a suo motu cognizance of the fact that this kind of an intimidatory tactics with the judges will not work. Is it time now for the judiciary to step in? Is it time now for Justice Gawai to step in and send out a similar message to the government?
but it should not be a confrontationist. I would say should not be an adversarial kind of a thing. Something needs to
Okay.
be done, and something needs to be done urgently as of today now. But that thing has to be a transparent inquiry, which should be put in public domain, and this entire inquiry should be videographed. There is no other way. Otherwise, if there is some substance in it, then it should be punished. I'm very clear. And not only just this, then there should be a mechanism. This selective, discretionary power with the Home Ministry and the Prime Minister office, especially in such matters when it comes to judiciary, to begin with, I would say, this should not be, discretion should not be left to the Prime Minister's office and the Home Minister's office. There should be a procedure laid down, that if there are complaints like this would be procedure which would be transparent, which will be videographed, and which will
True.
also be made available to people. So that kind of intervention is expected of any
Right.
democracy loving, constitutional loving Chief Justice. Right now, the Chief Justice of India is Mr. Gawai Sahab, who comes from, and he has said Jai Bhim while he was taking oath. So he should live up to uh, that nara which we all of us use to show our commitment to the Constitution of India. Jai Bhim is nothing but our commitment to the person who gave us such a beautiful and wonderful, stable constitution.
Right.
So he should
All
live up
right.
to it, and he should order a free and fair inquiry into the procedure. If any such activity has to be undertaken, it has to be undertaken in a manner which is the following.
All right. So
That
this
kind of
those
intervention is urgently required.
absolutely. So scary times there for the judiciary, but this entire investigation into Chandrachud's Teesta Seetalwad case has many, many messages for the judiciary. First of all, that it looks like an intimidatory tactics for the judges. It looks like the government will keep a sword hanging so that the judges remain in that state of apprehension. They remain scared and they commit to the government. It at least it looks like, and what Mahmood Pracha used that word, it looks like a hit job on Chandrachud. So now all eyes would be on what the government will do, what this inquiry will do to former Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Will there be an FIR? Can he be sent to jail? All these are questions now which emanate from here. Thank you so much, Mahmood Pracha, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patel.